Lin-Manuel Miranda is one of the busiest guys in show business. In 2018, Broadway.com announced no less than 8 new theater, film, TV, and publishing projects for the Tony winner. And that doesn't count his monthly Hamill drops, a 3rd Grammy Award win, a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and a new baby boy. And now Miranda is ending the year by really going Hollywood with a starring role in the new Disney movie musical, Mary Poppins Returns. You're having a real Hollywood moment. Yeah. In the last week, let me see if I got this right.
Okay.
Your big Hollywood movie premiered.
Yeah.
You got your star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Yes.
You got a Kennedy Center honor. Yes. And you're on the cover of Vanity Fair. These are things that actors
Those all happened last week.
Dream of, and they've all happened in the last week. You are a multi-hyphenate. For this movie, you're just one of the stars. How was the experience different?
It really felt like the fruit of all the hard work I've been doing on Broadway all these years. You know, I started writing in the Heights when I was 19 years old. I knew I didn't have the ballet chops to play Bernardo or Paul in a chorus line, and that's what Puerto Rican dudes get. I knew I'd have to make my own way. I wanted a life in this world, and I've written my way there.
Lin-Manuel Miranda is one of the most celebrated young talents on Broadway, having written and starred in the Tony Award-winning musicals In the Heights and Hamilton. Now he's hit the big screen this holiday season in a sequel to the 1964 Disney favorite that made Julie Andrews a star and gave Dick Van Dyke one of his most iconic roles as Bert the Chimney Sweep.
I danced with penguins so many times as a kid, but it was with my VHS copy of Mary Poppins, and so to get to do it in this movie has been so beyond what you would call a dream come true.
Bucks and mares, cubs and does, welcome to our show of shows. It is my great honour to introduce this evening's renowned guest, the one, the only, Mary Poppins!
In the new film, set 25 years ahead from the original, Miranda plays Jack, a former apprentice to Bert who is a lamplighter. Casting Miranda in the role was the idea of producer and co-choreographer John DeLuca, partner to director Rob Marshall.
John and I both sat with him, and I saw immediately this enthusiasm, this childlike sensibility, which the character needs to have so much of. And I thought, well, there's Jack. That's our lamplighter right there, who sees in the Depression era, he sees the optimism of the world, and lights up London in a sort of, magical way, figuratively and literally.
The film is about finding light. And if you're looking for someone who communicates light and effervescence and joy of life, it's Lin-Manuel. He's marvelous. It's his first big film. He gets to sing, he gets to dance like nobody can imagine he can dance. But he also gets to bring light to a film that's about possibility and magic.
You are dancing up a storm.
Yeah, that's the biggest stretch for me in this. You know, if you watch Hamilton, there's amazing dancing in Hamilton. Hamilton does none of it. It all happens around him, right, and it swirls around him because Hamilton's got a lot of words to say. Yeah. We wanted to at least touch that bar step by step in time in that first film.
Ready.
Miranda joins Emily Blunt as Poppins and co-stars including Ben Whishaw, Emily Mortimer, Colin Firth, Meryl Streep, Angela Lansbury, and Dick Van Dyke himself. Are there any sort of favorite moments from the filming that just jump out?
I was blasting the worst pies in London in my makeup trailer when Angela came in. So that was both mortifying and I'm not sorry.
And did she immediately recognize what you were listening to?
Oh, she laughed her head off at me. I had a lot of Broadway moments with these folks. Like with Dick Van Dyke, I talked to him about Cheetah Rivera and 8 shows a week. My big break was as Conrad Birdie in the 6th grade play.
I've heard.
So iconic at Hunter Elementary School. That was my way of not, because I couldn't take in the Dick Van Dyke of it all. Right. I couldn't take in the fact that oh my God, I'm with Dick Van Dyke in this Mary Poppins movie. So I talked about Broadway. And that was easier.
So basically you're a Broadway superfan no matter where you go.
Yeah, pretty much. But that's my way of being able to process what's happening.
Mary Poppins Returns isn't the only exciting project on Miranda's plate. First up is a return to the title role of Hamilton at the University of Puerto Rico in San Juan in January. The 3-week run will benefit the Flamboyant Arts Fund, created to support the arts on the island.
In the wake of Hurricane Maria, the conversation quickly became, how do we help Puerto Rico? And how do we leave Puerto Rico better than we found it? Let's use this piece of art to focus on artists. Artists are going to tell the story of Hurricane Maria in Puerto Rico. I feel really proud that we're supporting artists and arts organizations on the island with this run.
Do you have family there that was personally affected?
Yeah, my grandfather's home was, roof was totally torn off. My dad's hometown was running on generators for pretty much 5 months.
Wow.
Name another American city that would, I mean, the Puerto Rican people are so resilient. It feels good to bring a bit of good news to the island, and it feels good to hopefully do a lot of good while we're there.
In 2019, Miranda will see a movie of In the Heights start filming on the streets of Washington Heights and premiere Fosse, Verdon, an FX series about the Broadway love story of Bob Fosse and Gwen Verdon.
I loved Sam Wasson's biography, and I put it in Tommy Kail's hands. And Tommy saw something in it, and then we went and talked to Nicole Fosse. And Nicole Fosse told us all the stories that aren't in that book.
Wow.
And having her be a part of it is so meaningful. And I'm really just a producer. I just get to watch the dailies and go, oh my God, they were in the Kit Kat Club last week. You know, it's crazy.
Are you going to be in the Heights movie in any way? Or?
I'm going to be playing dominoes with Chris Jackson in like one scene in the background. I'll have like my Hitchcock
You have
cameo.
a flag, run by with the flag?
Yeah.
Miranda is also prepping to make his film directorial debut with Tick, Tick, Boom, Jonathan Larson's autobiographical musical that he headlined in 2014 at City Center Encores.
Everything's been preparing me to make this movie. I know exactly how to make it. It is the story of an artist doubling down on his passion when everything is telling him not to keep going. He still had rent in him, even at the time when he thought Tick, Tick, Boom was the end of his rope, and I find that inspiring.
While his professional career continues to hit new heights, Miranda has also been building a family with his lawyer wife, Vanessa, and 2 boys, Sebastian, born in 2014, and Francisco, who arrived in February 2018.
It is so amazing to watch these humans take on either the traits of you or someone you love very much. And the things that drive you crazy about them are the things that drive you crazy about yourself.
Oh, wow.
One of my sons is the pickiest eater, and I was so bad. I was like, the foods are touching. The plate is wet, I won't eat it. Like, I was a monster, and karma is hilarious and has revisited me in this form.
Has it changed your focus at all?
That was really the hardest thing about Hamilton. I couldn't tuck in my kids for about a year. And because I had a night gig. We work really hard to make each other's dreams come true, Vanessa and I, and I work really hard to protect the tuck-in.
Lin-Manuel Miranda is not only a diehard theater fan on social media, he's also a force of positivity. A book of his tweets was recently published, described by the author as Little Pep Talks for Me and You. How do you do that in this world?
Oh, well, I read the same newspapers as y'all. I mean, I'll open the Twitter feed and go, what did he say? Just like anybody else. That being said, it's interesting. I think social media proves the cliche of you get out of the world what you put into it. I could write bile. I could write the things that make me furious. There's no shortage of things that make me furious. But I also ask myself, am I the 500th person to write that, or am I the one person saying good morning? Just as a break, just as like a one-line break in your feed. People will go, I needed that.
Yeah.
I really needed to hear that today.
Yeah.
It's not nothing. And I feel like Mary Poppins is of a piece with that, because I like escaping to the world of Mary Poppins for 2 hours. I need the escape too.
With an Emmy Award, 3 Grammy Awards, 3 Tony Awards, and 1 Oscar nomination to his name, many have speculated Miranda will one day earn one of the most buzzed about of entertainment goals. How important is it to you to go EGOT?
No. Well, listen, I honestly, you know how that phrase started, right? It was like the guy from Miami Vice, and he had a chain that said it, and he said, I want to win all of these things.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And he didn't win any of those things. And that's kind of how I feel about it, is that like if you chase it, you 100% won't get it. All you can control is like the things you make and how proud you are of them and what you learn from them.
All you have to ever do is think 1 week, Hollywood premiere, star on Walk of Fame, Kennedy Center honor, cover of Vanity Fair.
Yeah.
Who else can say that?
That's crazy. That's crazy.